What's up, guys? Cryptomindd here. Let's talk about something interesting, something that a lot of people actually want to know: how to predict the market. And for people under you who already have some experience, know the answer to this, obviously. But for the people who are new to this, do definitely not have the answer. And I will give you the answer right now. The answer is very simple. You can not predict the market. You can only flow with it. And that's about it, guys. That's the biggest tip that I can give you. Do never try to predict the market, because you're gonna end up more losing and emotionally frustrated than that you will make money. But if you flow with the market, you will make money. With flowing with the market, I mean understanding, first of all, if it comes down to higher time frames and investing, understanding history, understanding historical patterns, understanding that history doesn't always rhyme exactly, but it often does. That's very crucial when it comes down to investing. Investing also means being focused and understanding not only about cycles but about important zones, meaning support and resistance zones and structural zones. When it comes down to trading, for me, it's the same. I believe that trading is something that can be simplified, and a lot of people overcomplicate it by using multiple indicators like bouldering bands, EMAs, MAs, RSI, this and that, all sort of tools that eventually not help. Because indicators are simply an indication of what price is doing. And if you understand price, you do not need an indicator, because this is the indication itself. I base myself for trading as well solely based on, not solely based on structure and support and resistance zones. Support and resistance zones are for me target zones, and structural zones are for me entry zones. Very simple, and with investing, the same can be done. Many of you out there try to predict the market and like, okay, this is the bottom now, maybe I should buy here because there's a lower time frame support here, but then you are confusing the overall trend with the lower time frame trend, and that's how losses eventually start to accumulate. And eventually this is a journey that you have to go through. No matter how many tips and videos you watch, you need to go through these painful momentums and have these type of losses in order to actually learn and experience, because experience is only what's gonna make you better, not a sort of random YouTube video from a guy with 400 subscribers, or even a video from a guy with 1 million subscribers. It's not because he says something that you will suddenly make money. Same for me. It's not because I say something that you suddenly should make or will make money. But what you should do with that information is use the information as good as possible, because most of the people will not even talk about this. Most of the people will just keep them for themselves, sell it for a course or whatever. I just spit it all out, right? This is just free game. I just spit it all out. But if you use this information correctly, you can really use a lot of money. You can really optimize your life in the short term by sacrificing, learning, and investing in yourself. And eventually you will grow and your bank account will follow along. Now, do not try to predict the market, because again, you will end up more on the losing side than the winning side. I can promise you that right now, on black on white. Structural levels and support and resistance zones are key on higher and lower time frame. As for trading, as for investing, and that's how simple it is. You do not need overcomplicated things and theories or smart concepts or whatever bullshit that they all come along with. Because believe me, with this alone, you can really make it. They did it back in the past when this all was new, like the stock market and stuff was new. They just had naked charts. They didn't really start off with indicators in the beginning. They managed to do it. A lot of people became extremely wealthy by just understanding liquidity, support and resistance zones, and structural zones, and they made a shit ton of banking. So can you. Doesn't mean that you will become a millionaire or a billionaire, but at least you can make more money than you are doing right now if you understand this correctly. Do not get confused about what you see online. about that you need this or that to trade better. Because believe me, if you understand what this is doing and you devote your time to understanding what this is doing, what historical patterns are on higher time frames, what structure is, how structure is built, what makes structure collapse. If you start to understand all of that and devote your time to that instead of learning how RSI works, how a MACD works, how MA crosses work, you will end up understanding this. While so many people devote all their time to learning those indicators, you learn the biggest indicator, and that's understanding price action. And that is what you can make your quote-unquote predictions on. But again, you cannot predict the market, you can only flow with the market. And understanding these core principles will really help you to understand this all a lot better. Alright guys, I see you in the next video.